Hey everyone, I'm Zoreen.
And I'm Dan. How you doing?
Good, thank you, Dan. We just had some hands-on, well, we've been playing actually, Assassin's Creed Rogue, the Assassin's Creed game for last generation consoles.
Yeah, that's right. It's sort of a direct follow-on from Black Flag in the way that it's mechanically very similar. I don't want to throw out the word identical, but it's sort of as close as you can get to identical as possible, I think.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about reasons why you shouldn't discount the game just because it's on, the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. So one of the first things that we came across while we were playing was gang hideouts.
Yeah, so gang hideouts are these kind of restricted areas where you need to infiltrate them on foot, and they have these special conditions set up for the things you need to do to take them over. And it has the same sort of requirement where you need to cut the flag down, as in Black Flag, but they also add this character called a gang leader. And he's this special character that kind of changes the way you have to play because he has really good vision, so line of sight plays into it a lot more than it does with regular guards. Because you know how regular guards, you can kind of wander in front of them for a little bit and they're like, what, is that something?
Yeah, he instantly just tacked on to you being in the presence in the vicinity. And it's also worth noting, if you're not really familiar with what the premise of Rogue is about, you're actually playing a Templar. So, you're killing assassin.
These
assassins.
are guys with assassin-like abilities, which sort of explains why they have this really good perception. And they're also prone to using sneak attacks on you as well. So they can perform like drop assassinations, or they can run off and hide, and you'll lose track of them.
Yes, we came across that a few times when the gang leader that spotted us ran away and hid, and we had to find him again, which was quite annoying.
Yeah, so you have to play actually proper sneakily, which is kind of strange for an Assassin's Creed game. It's often quite easy to just run about and stab a lot of people in quick succession, but this you sort of need to rethink how you're actually moving through the gang hideout.
Yeah, and assassins aren't the only ones with abilities that players have been using for such a long time. The other thing that we encountered was stalkers, this new type of enemy, which, like assassins, have the ability to blend in with crowds or blend in with, civilians. Although, that being said, we can track them down using Eagle Vision, which we did.
Yeah, so there's this weird new marker on Eagle Vision where it's like this little compass at the bottom, and the compass points you in the direction of where one of these stalkers is, and it sort of fills up as you get closer to them, but it's not going to show you exactly where they are. So you need to sort of stay in Eagle Vision and look around, and once you do actually spot them, they'll be highlighted like any other enemy. But they will know that they're spotted, so they'll start to bail, or they might just try and attack you.
Not always. I mean, I did see you managed to pull off a stealth kill on one, but that being said, you must be worried that because they are also able to do the same to you. A stealth kill performed on the player took a massive chunk of health.
Yeah, it takes you down to basically one bar
left. Yeah. And although, that being said, the game also gives you this new ability to shoot firecrackers, which for some reason startles them and draws them out.
Yeah, it's sort of like the noisemaker arrows in Thief. They give you this tool to directly distract not just the stalkers, but guards as well. The reason it's really good for stalkers is that it does draw them out of their hiding position because they think they've heard something and they're going to go and investigate it.
And that's how you bring them down. Speaking of new weapons, the ship or the naval gameplay as well has seen a lot of new features introduced. One of the first that we saw was getting boarded. So, now your ship is able to be boarded as well.
Yeah, it's sort of like a new kind of threat that you have to deal with. Because previously in Black Flag, you were the only one who was capable of boarding a ship. And you could only do that once you had worked it down to a very small amount of health. But now it seems like whenever you get rammed by an enemy ship, there's a chance that they are going to board you after that, because you get knocked off the wheel, you get stunned. And they can use that time to kind of close the distance and throw grappling hooks over. And then you have to sort of just fight off the attackers on your ship. But the thing is, they do a lot of damage to your crew. So it's not just a distraction, it's something that is going to have direct effect on what you're doing next.
That being said, you also have this new puckle gun on the ship, which I had a lot of fun shooting. It's kind of it felt like a mounted minigun.
Yeah, it's like a really early machine gun mounted to the ship, and it's kind of a replacement for the swivel guns which you used in Black Flag to shoot weak points once you had blown them open with the cannons. The difference here is that the swivel guns would automatically track and lock onto a weak point, but the puckle gun comes up with its own crosshair and you have to sort of manually aim it. And it lets you take out a lot of weak points in quick succession, but you can also use it anytime you want to sort of just try and damage the ships or shoot fire barrels or get rid of ice that's blocking the way.
Yeah, I mean, it was effective closer, I found. Further away, you want to stick to using the mortar and, the cannons, but, the puckle gun is a nice option to have once the enemy ship gets a bit closer.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that's pretty much it for all the new stuff we played in Assassin's Creed Rogue.
That's right. For more coverage, check out GameSpot.com.